Fellow patriots, rebels, outlaws, and pirates. You know, it's tough for us regular folk to understand the mentality of the deep state, the elites, the globalists who believe they have the knowledge and, quite frankly, the right to rule. But it is more than simply believing they have a wisdom to tell everyone how to live their lives. They believe they have the right to our wealth. They have a right to do as they please. And that hypocrisy and immorality can't be attached to them. Their attitude is really a form of those of the kings of old who believed they ruled by divine right. King James said in his True Law of Monarchies, he explains this attitude better than anyone. He says, if a monarch betrays his trust, that is a matter between himself and God who ordained him. A tyrant may be God's appointed chastisement of a nation, and the proper cure for tyranny is that a nation should give itself in patience and prayer to a purer life. Now, our slate of tyrants don't believe in God, but the attitude's the same. Our despots believe that any betrayal of trust is none of our business. We just need to suck it up and deal with it with patience. When American politicians and all those in the bureaucracy, they take an oath to defend and protect the Constitution or contract with them, and then they violate that agreement with every breath and every act, we're just supposed to accept it. It is our destiny to suffer as they pillage and destroy. Another consequence of this attitude of divine right that makes them comfortable stealing our property is the belief that all property belongs to them already, just as the kings of old did. In those days, it was understood that the king owned everything in his dominion, both that which had breath and that which didn't. Things have not changed. The money you earn, it's not yours. The government takes its cut and allows you to keep what it thinks you should have. Your property is not yours. If you fail to pay your taxes, it's going to be confiscated. It goes back to those who think they own it. Your life is not your own. All men, at least at this point in time. Women may be added later, but you're to sign up for the draft, making ourselves available should they require our involuntary service as cannon fodder. If COVID and its associated restrictions have taught us anything, it is that our ability to live our lives in every way is subject to the whim of our rulers. In their minds, we owe them our allegiance and obedience. We are expected to grovel at their feet because they have the superior wisdom. Should we question these actions of our rulers, if we point out their violation of the law or a contract, it will not matter. Why? Because to a divine ruler, the law is only the servant of the king. In other words, the law applies to thee and not to me. The law itself becomes an instrument of oppression. It is not an objective standard. Do you understand what this means? To our rulers in the deep state, to our tyrannical elected leaders, we're mere chattel. We are objects whose only value is in what we can contribute to their wealth and power. Whether that is deceiving us for our vote, or needing us to produce something of value so they can confiscate it. We are simply means to their ends. No, each and every one of us is an individual of value with inalienable rights, and that includes the right to life, liberty, and property. My life, my property belong to me, not to them. I, for one, am not going to turn it over to them. Who are they? They're not special. They're not superior. They're not of a superior race or species. They do not have wisdom superior to my own when it comes to my own life. I owe them nothing. Not my allegiance, not my obedience, not my property, and not my life. Neither do you. It is only our meek deference to their illegitimate claims that gives them power. Stop giving it to them.